Hi guys, so today I am going to be sharing with you my guest bedroom and my guest bathroom. On my blog last week I shared some tips, actually 6 tips that I use when I am preparing for overnight guests. Now I'm going to share what the actual guest bedroom and the actual guest bathroom look like. Just a little video tour of that. But I really encourage you to go to the blog and kind of get my tips. I'll give you a quick overview, but one of the things I really like to do is to have a welcome letter from my guests. And in the welcome letter, you know, say welcome to our household, blah, blah, blah. Really glad you're here, blah, blah, blah. And then it will tell them information about food, you know, where they can find it, what time breakfast is served, the snacks, that there are snacks available in their room and that they're welcome to peruse the fridge or the pantry for additional snacks. Also tell them about entertainment, you know, the TV, the cable, how that works, Wi-Fi, the Wi-Fi information and password so they can log on to that. And also like to tell them where the essentials are. Another good tip I like to do is make sure that I have a surge protector in their room, because people travel with a lot of things that need to be plugged in. So, you know, like the laptop, a tablet, a computer, a camera, and their phone. So to have one plug to plug in all those things is not the coolest. So if you have a surge protector, then they can plug in everything at once, and also they're protected against surges. And on my blog I actually have a free download of my welcome letter that you can use and customize it to your household, but just an overview for you, and that's free. So go ahead to the blog, bajantexan, and check that out. Also, I'd like to provide snacks and beverages for my guests, water and snacks as a bare minimum, but I like sparkling apple cider. I like to have ice when they come so they can enjoy that. Also, another tip is to pay attention to what your guests ask for when they come. So a lot of my guests were asking for the iron and the ironing board, which is something we used to keep in our room. So now I keep an iron and ironing board in the guest bedroom. So that's just an important tip. Something else they would ask for is coffee. My husband and I don't drink coffee, so it's not something that we would think about throughout the day. So that's why I have a coffee bar set up in my dining room that they're welcome to use at any time, make their own coffee or tea or hot chocolate or cappuccino, whatever. And so I have a blog post on how I set up my coffee bar in my dining room, so check that out as well. I'll leave all these links below in the description box. On the bedside table, I always like to have like a lamp, an alarm clock, different stuff like that. Also in the bathroom now, for guests I like to have the essentials, you know, towels, soaps, toothpaste, toothbrush, stuff that they might forget. But in addition to that, I also like to think about things that people might forget, and not only that they might forget, but they might be embarrassed to ask for. So for example, for women, I always have tampons, sanitary napkins, stuff like that. And I also always have a toilet plunger in the guest bathroom, because nobody wants to come and ask you for a plunger. That's kind of embarrassing. So just think about things like that. And I really like to make my bathroom pretty with folding my towels different ways, and I might do a video on that soon. So tell me below in the comments if you would really like to see different unique ways to fold towels, and you'll see more of that in the bathroom tour. And the last tip I would give you for preparing for your overnight guests is to actually spend a night in your guest bedroom, a night or two in your guest bedroom, and see if there are any things that you would want to change. For example, when I stayed, I realized there was no laundry hamper in there. That was something, I took off my clothes, getting ready to take a shower, and there was nowhere to put them. So that was something that I add now. Also, I have forgotten to put hangers in the closet, because the closet is like extra space for storage for us, so we just store like our luggage in there. But I didn't think, oh, people are gonna want to hang up, so that's a tip. And then also like extra blankets and a fan and different things that you might get if people are hot or cold in that room at the time. So those are just a few tips. I have much more on the actual blog, so check it out. And in the meantime, please check out this video tour. Hi guys, so today I'm going to be showing you my guest bedroom, one of my guest bedrooms. I've done this room in a blue and orange, and you've seen some of these projects before. You've seen this. This was a thrifted table that I found for about 50 bucks at a local thrift store, and I painted it in a chalk paint. And then old, very old dresser that I've had since college, and I painted that as well, the same blue. Okay, so let's start here then. For this, I have also on this, I have my me and my husband, we did a sand ceremony at our wedding where we combined the orange and the white grains of sand, you know, for unity, showing that just like the grains of sand, the orange and the white can never be separated again, neither can we. So I like to have that. I just like to keep it. It just reminds me of our wedding every day. So that's all I keep there. Up here I have a photo. It's some artwork from Barbados, and I live on a plantation. That sounds bad in America, but I actually did live on an actual working sugarcane plantation growing up. And this picture reminds me of that because it's the loading of the canes. They cut down the canes and they load it onto the big truck. So I really like that photo. This bed is actually, I found this at Rooms to Go for 150 bucks some years ago at Christmas sale. And I really like this. Just a cheap platform leather bed, or pleather bed. For my guests, I like to use white linen just because I can bleach it, and I also don't like to use comforters. I like to use quilts because I can actually launder them. I can wash them in my washing machine, as opposed to comforters where you really can't do that. Then I just have this nice orange throw here to bring back in the colors, and this nice cheap orange rug. I got that from Walmart for 20 bucks. For my guests, I like to have some snacks. So here I have just some chocolates and some cookies and some nuts. Most of the times I look for snacks that come in individual packaging. So for example, with these nuts, I like to usually, I didn't have time today, but to pack them into individual little Ziploc bags, and then on the top I put like a little card with "Welcome to the whatever household," and I fold it over and staple it on, so each person doesn't feel like, who was dipping into this bag of nuts before me. So yeah. Also, I always give my guests a welcome letter, and there are a lot of details in this letter, from the Wi-Fi code to where they can find snacks, and where just a lot of information. If you want to see more information of what I put into that letter, just visit my blog. I'll have more, and I also have a free printable, so if you want to download this, you can go ahead and do that. But I like to give people like the Wi-Fi codes, where's the coffee, how the TV works, all that stuff. Speaking of TV, I have my old TV in here, and it just has a bunch of DVDs and stuff in here for the guests. I have this cute little picture on the wall, found at Ross for 20 bucks. Life is very short, so break your silly egos, forgive quickly, believe slowly, love truly, laugh loudly, and never avoid anything that makes you smile. And it brings in all the different colors to the oranges and the bright colors. So over here, you've seen this project on the blog. I painted this with chalk paint, and I also lined inside the drawers with gift wrap paper. Actually, if you want to see details on how I did that project, go just look at the blog. And on top of here is Christmas time here right now, so just have a few Christmas ornament stuff. But I have some glasses with these cute little paper straws, and I also have just some drinks, some water, some apple, some sparkling apple cider, and some Prosecco. Thank you Longhorn Steakhouse for sending me that. It's so cute. They sent me a New Year's Eve package. Over here I have this cute little stool. I'm obsessed with owls, if you don't know, and I just like that little stool. And I have a Christmas angel on here. This one reminds me of Pat's mom. She passed away a few years ago, but I like this angel. And then also this is just another little side table with the alarm clock and some light for them. This is another Barbados scene. Another thing I want to show you is that this window is really small, and so to make it appear bigger, what I did was you put your curtain, you hang your rods on the side of the window, not in the window. Because if I had put this in the window, the window itself will look really small because the curtains will be hanging right here. So when you do it like this, it actually takes up the entire room. The curtains take up kind of that entire wall, and so the window looks a whole lot bigger than what it really is. And so I hope you enjoyed this tour of our little guest room here. So continuing in on how I prepare for overnight guests, just wanted to show you the guest bath. So for the guests, it's kind of small in here. Hey, how are you? Okay, so I guess we'll start here on the vanity. So one of the things we do is always, whenever we go to hotels or anything like that, we always collect all the shampoos and free stuff they give you in those little mini bottles. So I always keep that out for guests in this nice little basket. Always like some greenery. It's just some orchids from IKEA. Of course, you have your bar soap, towel, toothbrush holder, and lotion. And then here I have cotton balls and Q-tips. And then I have this little washcloth. And I like to fold my washcloths in several different ways just to make it creative. I mean, you gotta give people washcloths anyway. Can I help you?
Bye, Mom.
Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so I like to fold, you know, you have to give people towels and washcloths and stuff. So I like to fold them in different creative ways so that, you know, not just a stack of washcloths someplace. So here's a washcloth I folded to make it a little pocket. And then in here, since it's Christmas time, I just have like Christmas body wash, lotion, and spray. And then here I rolled these ones up and then just added a little bowl. So just a little creative way to display. And then you always want to give people stuff. They always forget something inevitably, and you always try to think about the stuff that people don't want to ask for. So I always have toothbrush, toothpaste, there's shaving cream, shampoo, creams, face cream, hair moisturizer. And then in the drawers we have some, there's like a manicure kit, what do you call this? A shower cap, face wipes, sewing kit. There's floss back there. There's sanitary napkins for the women so they don't have to ask for stuff like that. And then in this drawer over here, just extra cotton balls, Q-tips, face scrub, and another extra toothbrush. So always lots of toilet paper. Another thing you want to remember to do is give them the toilet scrubber and the toilet plunger. Nothing worse than having to ask the person you're staying with for the toilet plunger, right? So, okay, so in the actual tub, I don't give bar soaps. I give bar soaps, but I don't reuse them. So for each guest, they get to pick their own bar soap that they want to use, and that's in the linen closet. I just hate the idea of having to use the soap that somebody else that I don't know used. Anyway, well, mostly it's my father-in-law who visits us, so I just leave it in there because it's usually him. But when it's someone new, I always change it out. Since it's Christmas time, I just have some Christmas shower gels for them to use to try out if they want to, different Christmas scents. Just regular shower gel. I've got a loofah up here and some bath salts. And here's another creative way to fold your towel and just have it on the side of the tub. So that's just a washcloth and a hand towel. And then there's another towel. Here's another creative way to fold the towels as well. I just 2 bath towels, some burlap ribbon, and another color ribbon towel in there. So I think that looks pretty cute. It's very, very easy to do. Maybe I can do a video on different ways to fold towels for you guys. So let me know if you're interested in that. Okay, so now into the linen closet. Just give you a little overview. So up here I have extra linen for the bathroom, for the bedroom. So sheets, pillowcases up there if they need to change the sheets while they're here. Just different bath towels. Here's another more wash towels. Here's another cute way to fold your towel. This is a nice candle. Here I just have some spa stuff. I'm actually trying this out on Peyton. My father-in-law's girlfriend gave us those to try on Peyton. She has really bad eczema. And then here's just some hand, gosh, what's the name of it? Some hand, what the heck? Okay, hand soap, liquid hand soap, sorry. And then here are soaps that they get to choose from of what they want to use. They smell so good. Here's some almond soap. Almond soap is my favorite. It smells so good in here. Just love the smell of almond soap. But anyway, so these are the soaps that they can choose from. And then here, you know, just another way to display your towels if you're gonna have them out. Just fold them neatly and then just wrap them in ribbon. Just have a little candle here for them. And then here, this is actually a jewelry box, because how many times you go somewhere you have your jewelry all in a bag. So I like to just have a jewelry box in here so that if they want to, they can put their jewelry in there so that they don't have it all tangled up, and they have some place where they can just have it stored. It's just extra toilet paper and flushable wipes, and then they're just like the stuff to clean the bathroom in case they want to or not. And that's it. Just wanted to give you an overview of how we prepare for guests here. Okay, bye guys. Hey guys, if you like what you see, please comment and like, and of course please do subscribe. See you next time.